I told our guys, I said, we're going to take a little time off. We're going to regroup, refocus. We got a 7-game stretch of conference play right here that's critical to the goals and the things we want to do here. We got to get ourselves ready to go and continue to work towards playing 4 quarters of our brand of football that we have not been able to do yet. Continue to work towards that. So excited about the opportunity. We're playing a Charleston Southern who, is the only team in the league that we don't have a winning record against right now. They've had a coaching change. You watch them offensively; it's a change, a big change from what they've done. But you're starting to see them come into their own of who they are, especially this past weekend. You could really see it, their identity and what they want to do and how they want to do it. They're getting a little bit better every week, and defensively, a lot of the same stuff they've done before with the same coordinator. They're getting better every week. It's conference play. It's going to be a challenge. And a great opportunity. We're excited about being at home and look forward to this weekend. So I'll open the floor for questions.
Coach, you said the guys are most excited the fact that it's starting to feel like football weather. With the record heat all the way through last week, when you're dealing with that, how much does that take out of a team as the year goes on? Because I would assume that obviously lower temperatures, you stay fresher, the whole thing. How much of a grind has it been to get to this point through all of that record?
Yeah, it's been tough. We've adjusted practice. We put in 2 breaks. We've tried to modify some things. At one point, I was looking at going in the morning a couple weeks ago to try to navigate it a little bit. I don't mind the heat, but the cumulative effect is really what we're talking about. Practicing the heat's not an issue for us. It's sometimes that you need a little of that adversity to work through, but the cumulative effect, you could see it, and I'm hoping this week, we took some time off. I said they were excited about the weather. They're probably more excited about the weekend off than they were anything. But we took some time off to hopefully regroup. Even when we practiced, we weren't out there very long last week, to just try to stay sharp enough, and get ourselves ready to go. But really, for me, I wanted to get them back, get their legs back underneath them a little bit, and so they were fresh going in because there's as I told them, there's very zero margin for error going in this stretch. So there's no question it's had an effect on us. I hope that we've worked our way through it, John, and that we can move forward from here and be fine. But it was no question that it had effect on us early on in the season. And hopefully we can work through it. I mean, it just kind of is what it is. I don't really, I searched for a million different answers, in the last month to try to navigate it, but it is what it is. There's just not much we could do about it. We did try to help them with breaks and different stuff in practice to try to help, but, when you're out on turf and it's that temperature every day, it just kind of is what it is.
You mentioned you got some guys healthy. Is there anybody that's still not able to go other than the ones we know about, Kadarius, et cetera?
Yeah, I mean, Butcher's out. He's going to be out for a while with upper body injury. But outside of that, I think most of those guys with the bumps and bruises, most of those guys are going to be back. I think that's it as far as an out. Backup offensive lineman Alex Feliz is going to be out. But I think from that point of view, most of the guys we got back, and really what we had, I mean, there were some guys that weren't playing, but we had a lot of guys with whether a bum ankle or, that weren't 100% but were playing. And we really worked on getting those guys healed up in the off week, so that they can be fresh. And I feel like we're in a much better place.
This opponent, based on, the first 2 meetings in particular, and of course, subsequent the last 2 years, you guys have done really well against them. That was probably, in the early history of your program, as close to an arch rival as you had in the conference. Is some of that gone now with the fact that, coaching changes there, the passage of time, the OGs are gone, et cetera?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was that to some degree, but I don't know. This is a new football team for us. But we'll see. We'll see. It's I think at the end of the day, it's a conference opponent that has a history of being very successful in the conference, and I think kind of I look at it that way, and so we got to get ready to go. they're going to play their very best football game against us on Saturday. There's no question in my mind about it. So we got to be prepared for that and ready to go.
With all the young guys that you've got on the roster, now making the transition from non-conference to conference play, does it seem like the intensity gets bigger? How does anything change with going into conference?
The expectations when we go to practice and what we do don't really change week to week. It should be the same all the time. I think their heightened awareness should be maybe it's a little different because it's conference play. Have I noticed anything drastically different in practice? No. But the expectation for us at practice doesn't change. There's a way we go about our business, and we're always trying to push for that. Some days are better than others. And I'll say this too. I've said we're young. We played 5 games. About ready to toss that out the window. You know what I mean? And I'm the one who says it all the time, but you know what? We played 5 games. It's about time for us to go take care of our business in the right manner. We've been on the road. We've been at home. You know what I mean? There comes a point you got to go get it done, and I think we're kind of there right now. And not just get it done for a period of time or a series or two, but can we sustain something with some kind of consistency, which we've been a little bit popcorn. Here and there you see flashes, but then so I think that's going to be the challenge going into this weekend if we can do that.
When you're watching tape of CSU, what is it that stands out now under the new regime?
Well, I think they're they seem to be playing as a unit, very cohesive. They've always played pretty hard and have always been really ultra competitive. They're just very different offensively than what they've been in the past. I mean, they're in the one back, RPO, screen, that world. And I think it's taken them a little bit to establish a little bit who they are in their transition. But you saw that in their last game more than you'd really seen it before, kind of their identity of kind of what they want to be. Their quarterback's a dual threat guy that can run and can throw. They got a big wide out that's been there for a while. Cameron Brown, he's a big guy that's been around for a while. That's a threat because he's a big body and can make plays. They play several different running backs. Defensively, same coordinator, similar scheme. They've always been a tough, hard-nosed group. And so it's a big game for us, man. We got to get ready to go play. So they do a good job. I think their new leadership has created some unity on their football team. Not that it wasn't before, but just I think it's created some of that and a common vision down there of what they're trying to get accomplished.
Anything else?
Yeah, actually. One of their coaches, Clay Coster, son of former South Paulding, South Cobb, Ed Coster, was just kind of curious if you had crossed paths with him before. Seems to be kind of a guy that's coming up through the ranks and fairly quickly now.
Yeah, obviously I know Coach Coster from South Paulding well. I believe I've met his son on occasion. Outside of that, not anything one way or the other, John. Those guys do. I know several of their coaches down there. They're really good guys and good coaches. They're good people. But Coach Coster is a heck of a man and done a great job where he's been. Actually, I think at one time he was over here teaching some. I think he still might be. So they're a great family, a football family, and good people. And those guys are doing a good job.
The other thing is, if you look in the NFL, quarterback that you pretty much held in check was about ready to make his first start for the Steelers, and Devin Hodges. Just curious on what your thoughts are about that.
For any kid to have an opportunity to go play at the next level, it's good for him. It goes to show you, though, I think, whether you're in college or you're in high school or whatever it might be, wherever you are on the depth chart, okay, if you'll go to work every day and prepare yourself for an opportunity when you don't know when the opportunity's coming, you'll be ready for the opportunity. So many kids today, if they're not the guy, they kind of put their head down, oh, I'm not the guy, I don't need to go work now. Then when an opportunity arises, they're not ready for it. They can't seize that moment. And at all levels it happens. Here's a guy who could barely make a squad in the NFL, who's a heck of a player. Next thing you know, he's starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a pretty big deal. But it happens at all levels. But you got to just keep going to work and trust the process, and you never know what might could happen. And I see so many guys, even guys on our team, they get down because I'm not the starter, I'm not doing it. And then an opportunity comes up and they're not ready for it because they haven't prepared themselves. To his credit, he kept working, persevering, and when the opportunity came up, he was able to seize it. I didn't watch the whole game, but he gave him a chance to win the game. And so that speaks volumes for him. And anybody you compete against, obviously when Sanford and Kennesaw State play, it's pretty daggum competitive. But he had an opportunity to move on. He's taken advantage of the opportunity, and good for him.
All right, Coach, thanks.
All right, thank y'all.